Hello, my friends. Welcome back to some more WarCraft 3 Reforged Funded Mastered. It has been a little while since I put the game down from the last episode, which was titled The Infernals. I had to take a little bit of a break because, honestly, that level kind of wore me out. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. We sent some love mail, some fan mail to Asmongold. See if he takes the bait. See if he gets swallowed by the madness. We are here now to play as the Night Elves. The Gross Night Elves. Chapter 1. Enemies at the Gate. With the heroic sacrifice of Gramash Hellscream, the Pit Lord Manoroth was slain. That's right, Grom died. He still had enough chaos magic in his weapon to be able to cut through Manoroth's divine plating. Because Manoroth was kind of like Cenarius, he had divine plating, and so you can't kill him. You can only do damage to Manoroth with chaos damage. That's how divine armor works. And so when Thrall tried to attack and kill Manoroth, it didn't work because Manoroth is a demigod, basically. Whereas Gramash, because he dealt chaos damage, he could do it. So he kills Manoroth, he chops through his chest plate, kills him. Isn't saved by his own son from the future like he is in Warlords of Draenor. This is the actual timeline, not the weird, gross Warlords of Draenor timeline. Where in Warlords of Draenor, for those of you who don't know, in Warlords of Draenor, they make up an expansion, basically, where Gramash Hellscream's son, whose name is Garrosh, I think, goes back in time with a bunch of demolishers, orc demolishers, and helps his father fight Manoroth with demolishers. It's like an alternate timeline retcon. Some people thought it was weird and didn't like it. I actually thought it was cool as fuck, because it was kind of like, oh, so Gramash is so insane that he went and stole magic from the Caverns of Time and manipulated the World of Warcraft timeline to actually help his father defeat Manoroth and not die. That was the whole premise of Warlords of Draenor, and it created an alternate reality of Draenor where the Burning Legion was defeated and didn't succeed in creating Outland and destroying Outland the way that it did. So it created like an alternate reality Outland, and I really liked it, honestly. Some people took a shit on it. I thought it was better than Pandaria by a lot. Mists of Pandaria was fucking garbage in my opinion compared to I mean, no offense. I actually, you know what? I take a little bit of that back. To be fair, I think that the Mists of Pandaria models were really cool. I think they were a little bit Eastern pandering for my taste, some of the models, like the dragons and stuff. But there were other models that I really liked. So, like, as far as three-dimensional editing's concerned, because, you know, that's all I care about is the 3D models. I thought the Mists of Pandaria were bad for the lore, bad for the population, because the population went down and a lot of raids and stuff just never happened. Bad for raids, bad for guilds and attendance and player return. Bad for the replayability, bad for the maps. Like, Mists of Pandaria is famous for people hating it even more than Wrath of the Lich King. People, actually, I guess people kind of liked Wrath of the Lich King, but people did also hate Warlords of Draenor. I didn't hate Warlords of Draenor. It was the last expansion I played, so I didn't play the one after it, so I can't really say, but I did play a lot of Warlords of Draenor, a lot more than Mists of Pandaria. Mists of Pandaria was just bad. Except for the models. The 3D models are actually really good, and the particle emitters were really good. That was when they first started using M3 files too. For Mists of Pandaria. Some of the World of Warcraft models are actually not M2, they're actually M3. Some of the textures even have been improved too as well. from being 1080p textures to 2080p, 2040p, one of the other. Basically, it means that they double the resolution size of the texture, which for little things is bad because it makes little things in World of Warcraft look kind of stupid. Like when you're looking at like a mini Deathwing, or you're looking at like the pets. A lot of the pets in World of Warcraft have low resolution textures for a reason, so that they match the environment better. Whereas you get the later pets that have way higher texture resolutions and they don't match the environment. They're too HD. You compare them to the ground and they don't look right. I would make the comparison of rabbits, diseased rabbits from Death Nil, and comparing them to crabs from the Lost Isles in Cataclysm. And you'll notice that the dead rabbits from Death Nil, they match the environment better than the crabs, because the crabs have these HD textures that are just insane and have no reason being. It's like they took a normal sized creep and they shrank it and it doesn't look right. Sometimes lower res textures on smaller critters is a good thing, and having larger res textures on small critters is a bad thing, right? And so Warlords of Draenor, I feel like they got that right, because the pets were like a lower res texture sometimes and stuff, and it was just good. Warlords of Draenor was good. So Grommash doesn't die, and he gets to be a raid boss, and then after you kill Grommash, you've essentially undone the timeline, and so all of the Warlords of Draenor didn't happen. People didn't like it. I can understand why they didn't like it. But in this timeline, there is no Grommash, or Garrosh, excuse me. It's just Thrall and Grom. There's no Garrosh. And so Grom dies fighting Manoroth. That's the timeline. That's this timeline. With the heroic sacrifice of Grommash Hellscream, the Pit Lord Manoroth was slain, and the demon curse that had plagued the orcs was put to an end. That's right, the blood curse. So they all turn green again. They're not red anymore. However, the combined human and orc forces have moved deeper into Ashenvale Forest to ascertain whether a demonic threat still lingers in the land. Tyrande Whisperwind, leader of the Night Elf Sentinels, believes that the Outlanders will only bring doom upon their enchanted homeland.
Pardon, Priestess, but you've been staring out across Ashenvale for hours.
I sense something dark stirring within the forest, Chandris. It feels as if it's heading this way.
The Greenskins who killed Cenarius?
Perhaps. Perhaps something more.
Put your backs into it. Jaina and the Orc War Chief expect this base to be built swiftly.
Ah, we shouldn't even be here. Or siding with the orcs.
We're here to hunt the remaining demons, human. You're lucky our goals are the same.
All right, you men. Mind your business. Back to work.
Yeah.
So, these orcs and humans presume to run rampant through our lands?
That's the takeaway?
They will regret ever stepping foot into Ashenvale.
That's your
We will
takeaway.
establish a base and deal with these outlanders as they deserve.
That's your takeaway from that conversation with your magic spy on everybody owl. Alright,
The
brothers.
goddess calls. The Tree of Life is the heart of our night elf villages. Use the tree's ability to entangle the gold mine. After entangling the mine, send wisps in to extract gold.
See, that makes no sense. Why are balls of light?
Wisps are friendly spirits that harvest gold and lumber for our villages. They also create the structures that allow us to train more warriors.
Yeah,
Insufficient gold.
I don't know how I feel about that. You see, my solution to this wisp problem... Well, maybe you've already seen my solution to this wisp problem. Why don't I like Night Elves? I always felt that their game mechanics were kind of broken. And I'll show you some of why. For example,
building is complete.
For example, we don't really... I've never liked wisps. They're my least favorite of all the workers. I mean, technically
The
speaking...
moon wells are the source of our nourishment and strength. You can build additional moon wells to nourish more troops. Can't build there.
See, they could have just made it a tree or something, or huts. You know? Huts. We see them during the second Night Elf campaign. I'll point them out when I see them. And they could have just created elven workers, you know? Based on the high elf workers, based on the villagers. I'll try to remember to edit to put up a picture of my equivalent of a night elf
train
worker.
more troops, construct an ancient of war.
Create more moon wells.
Oh, getting supply block. Getting supply cap.
Your building is complete. I'm listening. Absolutely. No problem.
Does she sound different? Oh, she's
Excellent.
Chandris. That's right. Okay. I was about to get really mad there for a second. Because if they fuck up the archer,
Let's get going.
then I'm going to be mad.
Someone threatens the wilds.
I await your command.
Ashrathoraman.
That's amazing. Chandris
listening.
does more damage than a
I
level
heed
1
the voice of
Tyrande.
Elune.
It's fucking insane. Which one is it she wants? Agility. This portrait's good. I actually really like this portrait. This is really good. This is a good change. This is not a good change.
Your building
This is bad.
complete.
This is pretty cool too. The moon wells look good.
Your building is complete.
I like to build walls of moon wells. Honestly, that's how I tech or build bases.
Let's get going.
They have more health than a farm, and a lot more armor than a farm, so they're better
I await
at
your
walling.
command.
Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
See, that's stupid. I've always found that is also completely overpowered. Being able to hide for 50% of the game time. So look at this. So
Someone
think about this.
threatens the wild.
This is your hero, right?
As the goddess wills.
And then when it's not moving, it gets what's called hide. Well, actually, it's supposed to be called meld.
I'm listening.
They changed it.
I heed the voice of Elune.
They completely changed the button. It's
Your
supposed to say
building
meld.
is complete.
And the way that meld works is if you
Let's
hide
get going.
during the night, after a short delay, you become invisible. But you also heal faster, and you also gain mana faster. The problem with that
Your building is complete.
is that the nighttime and the daytime is 50% of the game time. So that means that all of the night elf ladies, because it was only the ladies that could do it. Any of the male characters can't use the meld, shadow meld. But any of the female night elf lady characters
I await your command.
Someone threatens the wild.
can turn invisible as long as they're not
I'm
moving
listening.
for 50% of the game time. This is completely broken as far as skirmish is concerned. Do you have any idea how many
Your
times
building
I
is
await your
complete.
I would see a 99% dead
Absolutely.
archer just go over here and then sit here like this, and then the crypt fiends, the projectiles would be traveling to her, and as long as she had enough health to survive the last hit, the crypt fiends would just wander around being idiots trying to find her. while they got killed by the demon hunter, because the demon hunter is still there fucking attacking, but the crypt fiend's not smart enough to
Your
know
building is complete.
that it needs to retarget. It would eventually retarget, but only after about 2 to 3 seconds of not being able to find. So you could literally just do this. You could just do this. You'd be
Your
like,
building is complete.
hide, unhide, hide, unhide, and your crypt fiends would behave like idiots.
No problem.
I was not a fan of Night Elves. Night Elves were my least favorite of the races to combat. To fight against.
We can't build there.
Skirmish-wise, I was not a fan. Like, playing as undead against Night Elf, I hated it. It was my least favorite matchup. When I was playing orcs, it's not as bad because you do a lot of damage to the Night Elves, and so the shadow meld doesn't work as well. Plus you have shops for Dust of Appearance. But for the undead, the shop of...
Your building is complete.
using your gold to buy Dust of Appearance hurt you as undead a lot more than it hurt you as orc. Because
Your building is
as
complete.
orc, you have
Your building is complete.
so many things that reveal,
I'm listening.
right?
No problem.
You have so many things. You have stasis wards that activate when cloaked units
Your
hit them,
building is
and then
complete.
cloaked units that get hit by stasis ward become unstealthed. Why am I making so many moonwells? I'm just
I heed the voice of Elune.
walling, chatting, turtling. You
The
would,
goddess calls.
as orc, you could buy salves. You could heal your stuff. You could get dust. You could get a scroll of town portal for your shadow hunter. None of this financially hurts you as bad as it did for undead because crypt fiends are so expensive
Your building is complete.
and squishy. You need the skeleton wand in order to creep your death knight to level 3 fast. You're usually trading the skeleton's health for death knight health so that you can creep. Orcs don't care. Orcs are just using their grunts and then salving their grunts. They don't need
building
to
is
spend money
complete.
on buying the wand of necromancy and doing all that shit. And so for orcs it wasn't that bad. The orcs could get away with it. And whereas undead, the dust of appearance always hurt more.
Your building is complete.
Because it was like the difference between having a crypt fiend and having a grunt. And sometimes sparing a grunt in exchange for dust of appearance was good when you're fighting night elf and whatever, but it wasn't of much use against fighting undead unless you're worried about crypt fiend using burrow micro, right? Being Zerg, being typical StarCraft 1 Zerg players. I don't know. I just felt like this
Let's get
shadow
going.
meld was always really painful for the undead. And I was never a fan of it. I was never a fan of playing against night elves. They just weren't any fun. They run over here to the Moonwell. They trade all these Moonwells, basically. I'll show you how rigged they are in a sec.
Your building is complete.
We are going to be stuck
So
with
be it.
Tyrande for a while, so we do want to loot her out.
By Elune.
We are preparing to leave this place, priestess. There is a terrible evil corrupting these lands, and I will not allow it to consume my people. Unfortunately, we cannot leave until the rest of our tribe has been accounted for.
Do not fear, Old One. I will find your tribesmen and lead them back to you.
Thank you, priestess. We will reward you when you return.
I'm listening.
The goddess calls.
So it's kind of a known fact that fur blogs
Immediately,
love night elves. They're like
As the goddess wills.
besties.
I heed the voice of Elun. As the goddess wills. By Elun. So be it. Immediately. As the goddess wills. By Elun. So be it. Immediately.
Alright, I feel like I've banked enough.
Insufficient gold.
The goddess calls. Immediately. By Elun. So be it.
This map's weird.
As the goddess wills.
I have no memory of this place.
I stand ready. I stand ready.
Oh, that's nice.
As the goddess wills.
Point the way.
Ashrathoraman. By Elun.
Go home, boys.
Immediately.
I stand ready.
As the goddess wills. By Elun.
Slay the paladin. It's not very nice. Can't we all just get along? Okay,
So
wait a
be
minute.
it.
What's over there?
I stand ready.
Your building is
Immediately.
complete. Your building is complete.
Mark.
I await your command.
Waiting on you.
Someone threatens the wilds.
I stand ready.
I don't know how to get to them. Oh, they're kind of far away.
I stand ready.
Wow, they need to add more lines to that. Pretty sure it had at least 3. Not 1.
Your building is complete.
I heed the voice of Elun. So be it.
Your move.
Ashrathoraman.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Hinduli Refa.
I stand
As the
ready.
goddess wills. By Elun.
On your mark. All too easy.
The goddess calls.
I stand ready. Point the way. Say no more. Your move. Fair enough. Done. I stand
I
ready.
heed the voice of Elun.
I stand ready.
Someone threatens the wild.
Waiting on you.
As the goddess wills. Immediately. By Elun. So be it.
Yeah, I think we want the item from the fur blogs.
So be it. Immediately.
I don't remember if it's good or not.
Alone.
I think it might just be a summoning stone or whatever. Better make sure she can't not die. It's a good thing to find out.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Yeah, you always focus the head, Hunter.
Ashathoraman. The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills.
I stand ready.
The goddess calls.
In the name of Cenarius.
Cenarius is dead, ho. I killed him. I killed him and he ain't coming back, bro. Where's the fur blag? I think that's a fur blag. Kinda hard to reach during the day, though. Oh no, don't tell me. Okay, good.
I stand ready.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Oh yeah, did I not mention that not only does my town hall move, but it also attacks?
Let's get going.
It's like an MCV combined with a King Oni. As if it couldn't get any worse. And it doesn't cost any supply. So in reality, when your army is maxed out, you can, in theory, make millions of the Tree of Life and just swarm your enemy. And you don't even care, because your giant army of Chimera just fly around and destroy you. And if you threaten the Chimera with any kind of Raider Grunt army, they'll just run away to their Tree of Life blob, march into your base with 75 Trees of Life, and then just fly around the map with their one Zeppelin, with their hero, their giant Chimera ball, and then they tunnel into the forest and they hide something there.
Desecrated.
On your mark. Waiting on you. Walk away.
Our gold mine is running low.
On your mark.
Oh, you look at that?
Waiting on you.
3 grunts, 600 gold, in exchange for probably 20 gold on this Moonwell. So that's a 600 gold for 20 gold trade. Oh.
Ashrathoraman.
Totally forgot about them.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wild.
You
On your mark.
insolent dwarves.
Fair enough.
I'm listening.
Your insolence.
Your move. Waiting on you.
The goddess calls. Immediately.
Point the way.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Your move. Done. Waiting on you. All too easy. On your mark.
If I was any good
Point the way.
at Night Elf Micro, I wouldn't have lost a single elf.
Point the way. Say no more.
Ashrathoraman.
Your move.
Let's get going.
Waiting on you. On your mark.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Point the way. Done.
I lost a lot of
Waiting on
archers.
you.
I heed the voice of
Your
Elune.
move.
A real Night Elf
On your
player
mark.
would have lost 0
The
archers.
goddess calls.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman.
I await your command. Excellent.
The goddess calls. By Elune.
Your building is complete.
Point the way.
I heed the
On your
voice of
mark.
Elune. Someone
Waiting
threatens
on
the
you.
wilds.
Your move. All too easy. On your mark. Waiting on you.
I heed the
Your
voice of
move.
Elune.
Point the way.
Our warriors
goddess
have
calls.
engaged the enemy.
Your move.
Ashrathoraman.
Waiting on you.
The goddess calls.
On your mark. Point the way. Your move. Waiting on you. Point the way.
I heed the
On your
voice of
mark.
Elune.
On your mark. Say no more.
Someone threatens the
Point
wilds.
the way. Waiting on you. Your move. Fair enough.
Our warriors
Done.
have engaged the enemy.
On your mark. Your move. Point the way. Fair enough. Say no more. Waiting on you. On your mark. All too easy. Point the way. Say no more.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Waiting on you. Done. Your move. All too easy. Waiting on you. Your move.
I kind of forgot about this well, to be honest.
Ashrathoraman.
Alright, let's get some
So
loot.
be it,
Let's get some loot.
as the goddess wills.
Oh my
I'm
god.
listening.
Point the
The
way.
goddess calls.
They make her
On your
fatter.
mark.
I heed the voice of
Is her
Elune.
collision higher than it used to be?
As the
I
goddess
sure
wills.
hope not.
So be it.
Oh jeez, brothers. Oh jeez.
Immediately.
I await your command. Triet may not root there.
Well, that's heresy, because I'm pretty sure 15 years ago I rooted him exactly right there, so I think you're wrong.
The goddess calls.
Come on.
By Elun.
I like to think I know what I'm doing.
Our warriors
Oh,
have
crap.
engaged the enemy.
So be it.
Oh no.
Your move. Point the way. Fair enough. On your mark. I'll give it a shot.
I heed the voice of Elun.
On your mark. Say no more.
Come on, Ho.
Too easy. Done. Your move. Fair enough. Done. Point the way. All too easy. Fair enough. Waiting on you. Waiting on you. Say no more. Your move. On your mark.
Someone threatens the wilds. By Elun. As the goddess
Point the way.
wills.
Done. On your mark.
Let's get going.
Waiting on you. Fair enough. Your move. Point the way. On your mark.
Am I crazy, or is the pathfinding
on
for
you.
archers worse?
Your move. Say no more. Point the
Ashrathoraman.
way. Waiting on you.
A normal night elf player would just run these home and
Your move.
use these.
Someone
Point the
threatens the
way.
wilds.
I'm listening.
On your mark.
Alright.
The goddess calls. By Elun. I heed the voice of Elun.
Point the way. All too easy.
Ashrathoraman. So be it.
Waiting on you.
I heed the voice of Elun. Someone
Your
threatens the
move.
wilds.
Done. All too easy. Fair enough.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills. Immediately. By Elun. As the goddess wills.
Anudora.
On your mark.
Ashrathoraman. So be it.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Okalamdor.
Point the way. Say no more. On your mark. All too easy. Your move.
The goddess calls. Immediately. So be it. Hinduli Refat. As the goddess wills.
In the name of Thanarius.
Hinduli Refat. I heed the voice of Elun. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elun.
Waiting on you. Waiting on you. Say no more.
The goddess calls. Immediately.
On your mark. Fair enough. Done. Say no more. One shot, one kill. Fair enough. Cry havoc. All too easy. Done. Your move. All too easy. Say no more. Point the way. Fire. Done. I'll give it a shot. Fair enough. All too easy.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune. So be it.
On your mark. Done. Your move. Fair enough. Waiting on you.
Someone threatens the wild. Ashatoraman. Immediately. As the goddess wills. As the goddess wills.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Point the way. Point the way. Say no more. Waiting on you. Fair enough. Say no more. On your mark. All too easy. Your move. On your mark. Point the way. Waiting on you. Done. Fair enough. Your move. Say no more. Done.
I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. By Elune. Immediately.
Your move. All too easy. Waiting on you. Done.
Ashrathoraman. So be it. By Elune.
Many thanks, priestess. Now we can evacuate the village. Please accept the aid of our champion. He will protect your life with his own.
Your offer is a generous one. May Elune light your path to safety.
On your mark. All too easy. Your move. On your mark.
Our gold mine is running low.
Waiting on you. Say no more.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills.
Alright, brothers, I think we got the loot.
Immediately.
Crap.
In the name of Cenarius. For Kalimdor.
I don't remember if there's loot in these huts or not.
Anudora.
There's so many of them. I'm not sure there is. Nothing yet. Maybe they'd stop doing it. Yeah, I don't think they put any loot in these ones.
As the goddess wills.
Point the way.
Someone
Point the
threatens the
way.
wilds.
What am I seeing? What am I missing? Weird map dots. For no conceivable reason. Some barricades. Oh, there's ones here.
I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls.
Waiting on you.
Ashrathoraman.
That's odd.
Bandu Thoribas mortals, you will pay for defiling these lands. The goddess calls.
Shit. So what does that mean? Where do they go? Now I'm curious. They stand here for a second. And then they travel off map. How bizarre.
Someone threatens
On
the
your
wilds.
mark.
For
Our
no
warriors have engaged the
for
enemy.
no perceivable reason.
Your move. On your mark. Point the way. Waiting on you. Your move. Your move. Waiting on you. Point the way. On your mark. Point the way. Your move.
Our warriors have engaged
I
the
heed the
enemy.
voice of Elune.
On your mark. Point the way.
Ashrathoraman.
Waiting on you.
The goddess calls. By Elune.
Your move. On your mark.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Point the way.
Someone threatens the wilds. Someone threatens the wilds.
On your mark. Waiting on you.
I heed the
Your
voice of
move.
Elune.
Your move.
The goddess calls.
Waiting on you.
Ashrathoraman.
Point the way.
Ashrathoraman. I heed
On
the
your
voice of
mark.
Elune.
Waiting on
Immediately,
you.
the goddess
the way.
calls.
On your mark.
Our gold mine is running low.
Oh, brothers, I just gotta take a moment. To smoke some weed. It's time to smoke some weed, brothers. We're doing it. We're finally on it. The Night Elf campaign. Just gotta take a moment and smoke some weed, brothers. Smoke some weed and turn the music down a little bit.
Your move. Waiting on you.
Let's get going.
Point the way.
Someone threatens the
Your
wilds.
move. On your mark.
Holy crap, guys, come on. What the fuck is going on with this
Waiting
bathing?
on you. Your move.
Is this deep water? Why can we not go in it?
Truth may not root them.
I heed the voice of Elune.
On your mark.
Your building
Fair
is
enough.
complete.
Ashrathoraman.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Point the way. I stand ready. Your move. On your mark.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Waiting on you.
I await your command.
The goddess calls.
Point the way. Oh, it's too easy. I stand ready. Fair enough. On your mark. Your move. Waiting on you. Done. Point the way. I stand ready. One kill.
I heed the voice of Elune. Elune gives me strength.
Holy crap.
It's the undead! Defend yourselves!
They must have followed us from Lordaeron.
Helen, save us. The dead advance in waves.
We are no match for a force this vast. Quickly, my sisters, back to the trees.
With a Dreadlord hot on our ass. That's fascinating. That cinematic is way different than I remember it. Way cooler. I feel like Reforged hit some things and missed others. And I think when they got to this Night Elf campaign, I think they might have been like on a roll. They were cranking them out and they were starting to figure them out. Like, I think they were a little bit behind on the Undead campaign, and I think the Human campaign they were afraid to touch. Changing very little. Seems like here, even the shape of the map felt different, but I'm not really sure because I can't remember it. But anyways, I feel like that's a great place to end this one on. With our slutty night elves, with their slutty bows and their slutty dragons with 2 heads. They're bisexual dragons with 2 heads, so that they can have sex with 2 people at the same time. I mean, why else would you need 2 heads? That's what 2-headed things are for. That's all I have to say about chimeras. And as far as moonwells are concerned, never-ending healing potions. Why would I bother putting healing potions on my fucking hero? I might as well sell it for another pair of archers, because seriously, healing potions? Absolutely no reason. The only reason you need the healing potions at all during the Night Elf campaign is for the few hero-only missions that they make you do. Which there are not that many. For the rest of the campaign, it's just pure moonwells, brothers. You don't even need units. You saw with that first battle that happened. I'm a little bit behind on my hide micro. My hide micro is coming back. It is coming back to me, but it was a little bit shitty for the beginning of that episode, so I'm not conserving the units that I want to conserve. Remember, this is supposed to be a crawl. A unit conservation crawl. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So every unit I lose is kind of like a biblical loss to me, you know? It's defeating the point of unit conservation and the unit conservation skill. But anyways, I hope you've been enjoying this series. I've been pretty proud of it, so I'm pretty excited to see it through. And who knows, maybe I'll come back briefly to the ladder to screw around and do silly, weird, stupid stuff like Hearthstone does, but for WarCraft 3. Hope you guys enjoy everything that I've been pumping out some gross content, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one.